You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the September 22nd meeting for the Long Beach Public Works Committee. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good morning, everyone. We will call to order the September 22nd, 2025 Public Works and Safety Committee meeting. Roll call members, myself, Mark Swistek, present. Rick Remigis, absent. John Wall.
Present.
Beth
Present.
White.
Present.
Kendra Bartlett is absent. Bill Loftus.
Present.
Greg Parrish, Water Department, present. Tom Dolph, Street Department, present.
You want to do any little quick introductions for the brand new people, or don't worry about it? We don't have to. Never mind.
Yeah. Bill would like to, is this your first meeting, Bill? I missed the last one, second one. So I apologize. I missed the last one. Bill Loftus is a new member to the committee. John Wall, previous town council member, member of the Public Works Committee now. And then we have Cody Downs, our new street department worker that's with us today. And then our assistant superintendent of the water department, Austin Ashcraft. And our office manager for the water department, Diane Heitman, is here. All right, approval of minutes from the July 28th, 2025 meeting. I'll entertain a motion.
I was looking for those minutes today. Were those sent out to us or?
Yep.
They were, okay. I'm sorry. I missed them.
No problem. Yeah, we'll get you a copy, Bill.
Thank you.
John?
Second, or what do you need?
I need a motion.
Motion? All right, we'll motion for approval of minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
I'll abstain because I didn't read them.
Very good. Thank you. Public comments will limit to 2 minutes. Is there anyone on Zoom for public comments? Anyone on Zoom, public comments? Hearing none. Public comments from the audience? None. Department reports. We'll call forward Street Department Superintendent Tom Dolph.
Morning. So for the CCMG updates, the project is pretty much done. We should see the last pay application at the October's council meeting. The F-550 Futures snow plow truck, if we were to order that even this year, we wouldn't see that probably until 2027. So in order to keep up with everything and so that we have no interruptions in snow plowing and all our other duties that we have, ordering that probably at some point, maybe the first part of 2026, probably be a good idea. So then that way we could see it sometime in 2027. Leaf collection, we're looking to increase the fees for leaf collection. And Mark and I have gone over, some numbers and everything, and we haven't seen an increase in leaf collection itself as far as for Healy's doing the pickup part. But we want to make sure that we don't get behind on leaf pickup account.
Is the leaf collection a third party, or do you guys do that internally?
It's hired out. So we own the equipment, and Healy's is the one that does the pickup for us. As far as maintenance on the machines and everything, we do all of the maintenance on the machines, maintain them. But, prices are going up. Right now, we ordered parts for all 3 of the machines that we have, and we're over 7,000. So, we just don't want to get in negative. And then not only that, we got the fellas that haul out our leaves after they're picked up. They're stored at our shop until the end of it. And then after the end of it, when it's over, then we have a separate person come haul them away to compost. So there hasn't been an increase in either one of those in the last few years. I don't know exactly. I'm guessing at least 4 years. So kind of anticipating that there's going to be an increase at some point.
Just to kind of add to that, on Tom's point, the leaf collection fee that we're currently charging is $10 a month per residence. That also includes any of the vacant lots in town. So we want to increase this fee to assist in building some capital revenue so that we can purchase new leaf machines. I think, what is our oldest leaf machine that we have currently, Tom?
2003.
Okay. So it's 22 years old. And then also the payloader is utilized for leaf collection as well. We have maintenance on our payloader. Our payloader is obviously a very costly piece of equipment. So I would like for this committee to recommend that we go to the next step, which would be to the town council to make a recommendation to increase the leaf collection. We'll provide both a revenue cost and a expense cost for all the expenditures to the town council, and then they can decide, what the increase would be, and obviously a vote from them. But I'd like a recommendation from this committee that we move it forward to the town council for consideration at either of the next month or the following month's town council meeting.
Chief, I have a quick question. It's Beth White.
Yes.
Going back to this, how many snowplows do we have in our fleet? And then the payloaders. I'm just curious to understand our investments, and then also a leaf machine. How much does that cost? And do you have those handy?
We have one payloader.
Okay.
Snowplow trucks, we have 2 Freightliners, which are the larger snowplow trucks. Those are 2012s, I believe, Tom.
Yes.
And then we have now 2 Ford F-550, which are the smaller snowplow trucks. We just received the newest one last month. And then the other one is a 2012 also, 13.
Yeah, well, yeah, it might be a 2013 model, but it was like ordered late 2020.
Okay.
Or 20.
And Tom, so there's no way that we can order that snowplow in 2025, is that correct?
We can with approval.
Yeah. Okay, so we have not, I thought that went to town council, no? Asking
Not
for
yet.
that? Not yet,
Yeah.
okay.
The newest Ford F-550, Beth, that we just received, we ordered that in 2023 at the end of the year, was it? Or
Yeah, I
24,
believe
yeah.
so.
It took us a little over 18 months, I think, to get the last one. So
Right, okay.
that's why we want to get the next F-550 ordered probably no later than the first quarter of 2026. And then that one would be a replacement for the 2013 that's out there.
Right.
Right. And then in addition, we're looking at possibly requesting a new, a bigger snowplow?
No, the
No.
550 that we just received is a much beefier 550 than the last 550 that we have.
Yeah.
And Tom, I think, can explain some of the benefits on the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's they kind of modernized, they improved a lot about that truck. It's when they comparable with the 2012, it's they basically beefed it up some. Made it more of a little more heavy duty than what our 2012 is. 2012 unit was relatively new with the PTO transmission that Ford brought out and offered. So it's kind of loud. It's kind of irritating to you after spending many hours in it with the hydraulic whine that you get inside. The The new one that we just got, the 2024, is really quiet inside. You know, the equipment is more efficient, more kind of more reliable, but you know, technology and everything else has changed a whole lot on that truck. Just in the 12-year difference, sir.
Thank you.
I think it's important to note, particularly for the new people. So the town has what's called a capital plan. And what all these departments do every year is they come to the council with a proposed capital improvement plan. It might include equipment like Tom's talking about. In the case of the water department, it might include infrastructure in the ground. So we've initiated that plan over the last 4, 5, 6 years. And then the council is already aware of some of these expenditures in terms of, hey, we need a truck and we have an estimate of this. So that process is already in the works.
Yeah.
Great,
And
thank you.
the last Ford F-550 that we just received, I think with all the additional equipment and everything on, it's right around $150,000 for that truck.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to not necessarily phase out the large trucks, the Freightliners, but the Freightliners to build the same identical truck as what we have right now. That would be over 225 to 250,000 to build that truck again. So we're hoping that we can do the same thing with these 550s, which as far as maintenance and everything else is way cheaper than what it is to have a Freightliner taken in and have maintenance on that.
So while this appears like a new vehicle, it's actually a replacement to the 2012 Freightliner.
Eventually, yeah.
You're not adding to the fleet. You're actually
Right,
the same
right.
number of vehicles, but when it arrives.
Right.
I think the plan is to keep the Freightliners pretty much until the wheels fall off, because they are a very large snowplow truck. So we'll hold on to both of them as long as we can. But then like the older 550 will eventually, trade in at some point. We'd rather keep the Freightliners around as long as they don't, cost us a lot in maintenance. And Tom's done, and Greg and the crew has done a great job holding those together with the, brakes that are on them and a lot of the work you've done in-house to keep those things maintained.
Yes. So far, the only things that those Freightliners go in for is if it's a computer issue. You have to have that software to be able to reset the computer, update it, everything else. And, it's just not available to the general population. It has to go to dealership for that.
And Beth, to your question on the leaf machines, they're right around, is it 40,000, Tom, somewhere in that ballpark?
I believe the last one that we bought was around 36 or 38,000. So, and that was, I don't know, probably almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, we're probably looking at 50 to 60 now.
Yeah, so probably 50, 60,000 brand new.
Okay, great. Well, I think it's a good idea to make a motion to increase the fees and leave that up to the town council. And obviously you'll bring, or will there be someone, Mark, you're going to bring to the table, the background and the cost benefits and such?
Correct.
Okay.
I've already have had discussions with our clerk treasurer, Meg Collins, as well. And we're working together to figure out how much revenue we currently bring in and what the increase in additional revenue, and then how much capital that will leave us for growth every year to begin to purchase some of these items that need replacement. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Very good. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Any opposed? All right.
Do we
Tom?
need a separate motion on the snowplow as well?
Yes, I'd like to take that next to budget and finance. Allow the clerk treasurer time to look at the revenues and future revenue streams that are coming in, and look at the capital plan with the goal of ordering the 2026 or ordering in 2026 a future F-550. So that could arrive in 2027 into 2028 if it's delayed.
I would so moved.
All right. A second?
I'll second.
Very good. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Tom, what else do you have?
Our Lake Shore Drive paving project. We're in the very early stages of all of this. We're doing our research. You know, it's early. So what we're having done right now is coring's done in multiple locations. The corings they'll take a core sample out all the way down to the sand. So you got your asphalt, the concrete, stone, sand underneath that stone. That'll give us the thickness of everything. We'll know everything in all the locations that these corings are done. And that kind of helps us address how we are going to go about, you know, the paving project of Lakeshore Drive. You know, everything is all preliminary right now. It's just, you know, research, kind of getting together, making plans and all that kind of stuff, but no real specific plans have been made yet or anything. We're just getting our basic information right now.
The council approved an amount of money that was an estimate from the engineering firm to do the initial preliminary engineering. So that was authorized almost a year ago now, I think.
Yeah,
So that's,
typically what we would do in past CCMG projects, if we had funds available, like what Mr. Wall is referring to, we would go ahead and utilize those funds for doing corings in the upcoming or the next project of the CCMG. So then that way, you know, it was already approved and we're just using what was left. Then that way, basically, we're kind of ahead on that project as far as the coring part, because otherwise it would be, you know, put the project together, get the project, you know, get your ideas and where everything is going to be done, and then go with the corings. But we're going to have the corings before, so then that way we're kind of a little bit ahead and able to make some better decisions on how we're going to go about Lakeshore Drive project.
Good. Tom,
Right.
I have a question. How will the Lakeshore Drive sewer project impact or not impact this?
well, the sewer project is essentially dead for all practical purposes in terms of a sanitary sewer. Tom has always done, storm sewer work in conjunction with these CCMG projects. What that means is we'll put some new structures in. I know Bill asked about additional swirl structures, which take some of the contaminants out of the stormwater before it gets to the lake. So we've done that now in one location. We want to do that in additional locations, particularly at Stop 24. So there are some design considerations relative to stormwater. But as far as the sanitary sewer, the only sanitary project that has any legs right now is a private sewer that's been proposed and has not totally been completed in terms of negotiations with the town. But that's going to service some individuals along Lakeshore Drive that are picking up the cost for it. It's a pressure system. It's a small line. I think it's a 3-inch line that's going to go from some of those homes on Lakeshore Drive up Chastleton all the way to Hacienda, essentially, to connect to the Michigan City Sewer. So there is no.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about, John, because I was at the last town council meeting. So would that happen before any of this, obviously paving? Is that the thought? If they do get that done, or is that still up for discussion?
The area that the private sanitary sewer would be going in would be from Stop 22 running up Chastleton, and it is proposed to be a directional bore type system.
Okay.
Our initial phase of the Lakeshore Drive paving project, we're looking at starting on the western end of Lakeshore Drive at Stop 13. So I would anticipate phase 1 would not get us to Stop 22. So the earliest we would start paving would be the fall of next year, the spring of 27. So I would anticipate this private sewer would be in long before we would get to paving around the area of Stop 22.
Okay.
So that'd be the best estimate I could give. So just to add a little bit additional information on the Lakeshore Drive paving project, for those in the public, we have provided additional information on the town's website. There's a tab in the toolbar up top that says Lakeshore Drive Paving Project. I would encourage everybody to follow the information that is there. We are providing engineering documents from Haas Engineering, updates on the project. We are receiving comments from the community, which we are very grateful for, and would encourage you to continue to provide us. Some of the comments we received already, some say to widen Lakeshore Drive, some are opposed to widening Lakeshore Drive. Some residents would like to see us bury the utilities underground. There's other comments about, how we should stripe Lakeshore Drive, that we should provide a pedestrian bicycle path. So there's a lot of good comments that are coming in. We will continue to share those with the team. But as Tom indicated earlier, we are in the very preliminary stages of this project, and no final decisions have been made at this time. And the earliest that we anticipate would be filing for grant funds in next year in July, and then hopefully being awarded grant funds in September, October of next year. And then probably the earliest we could start paving would probably be the spring of 2027. So that's just a rough timeline.
Mhm. Chief, can the committee see those public comments? Is there a?
Yeah, I can begin to share those. They go straight to the town council through the email portal now, but as I get them, I'll start sharing them with the committee as well.
Great,
So not a
thank you.
problem whatsoever.
Chief,
Bill?
just to clarify, because I did send an internal email earlier in the week, and John commented on it earlier. I'm new to this committee, but my passion for clean stormwater is something that I hold very near and dear. I know you're at the beginning stages. Thanks for the update on the coring operations. I think I had encouraged Haas. I've never seen a copy of their agreement with the town council, but at this stage, I would really encourage some kind of UAV flight work. And the reason I do that is because you can fly at a very low altitude. It's much more accurate than Google Earth. You can put the surveying coordinates right on top of that aerial. And for non-technical people who have a hard time understanding a set of engineering documents, it is a very good way to convey messaging to the general public. So I know the appropriate time to fly Lakeshore Drive with that kind of tool would be, probably late November in Long Beach, given the amount of foliage. Once that's down, we'll get a really good, accurate depiction, and Haas will be able to place the surveying components right on. All those encroachments you witnessed walking will be pretty apparent with that imagery. And then I know that this might be something, Chief, I'll just respectfully ask that for the newcomers who don't know the history, I am concerned long-term about, and John said it's a dead issue, and I know there's sensitive topics, so I don't know if there's an executive session that's available to us or whatever to bring some of the committee members up to speed with respect to the overall plan that's now no longer being considered for the sanitary sewer. Depth of borings, for instance, would be impacted if there was a long-term plan. This road we're going to build, we're going to spend, $4 million on, or more. And if we basically have dismissed the sanitary sewer as a non-starter for one reason or another, and I'm not going backwards, I'd like to move forward. I just would like to hear those in an appropriate setting.
Yeah. And a lot of it on the sanitary sewers, the town itself could never afford to put in sanitary sewers down Lakeshore Drive. We would need some significant grant funding to do so. But I'll definitely share your comments with the town council on that for consideration.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. Anyone else have anything to add on the Lakeshore Drive paving project? All right, Tom, anything else you have to add?
Nope, have nothing.
All right.
One quick note I want to make just for Meg's benefit and your benefit. We were supposed to schedule, and it hasn't happened yet, a meeting with Reith Riley about the last couple of items that were going to be negotiated. Specifically, I'm talking about
So
The stone.
spaced out what I'm talking about. But there were two issues with Reith that we had to be concerned about. One was,
Is it that stone that was used?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had some I-53. They maintain it's a state spec material and we maintain it was not. So we need to have that powwow before we release the retainage. I don't know if they've submitted a retainage invoice yet.
Right.
Was that stone under the base or was that stone in the water quality? Like, I don't know what you guys call them, the dry wells.
So this material is generally used for the top lift right below the asphalt pavement. So the stone,
Binder, like in a binder course or
No, so-
the top?
when you do the structures, they use what's called eights, which is a clean material. It's just a certain size rock.
Yeah.
It's for gradation, really.
Right.
That material was not problematic. The problematic material was what Indiana calls 53s, which essentially is like a CA6 or something in
Yeah.
Illinois.
Yeah.
It's basically a dense graded material for compaction purposes right underneath the pavement. So
Is it a recycled product then?
no, this
Okay.
was a
Virgin.
natural product out of a quarry over in Lowell, Indiana, or somewhere near Lowell, Indiana. They've had some quality issues in the past, is my understanding in the industry, but they delivered this material. It was what I'd call clay-y. The material was not, I don't think was as sound as it could have been. Will it be a long-term problem? Maybe not, but I think we want to negotiate something with them because it's not acceptable to us that the material that was used. We didn't stop the project, but I want some concession on their part. We
But
talked
as
about,
in the form of like a warranty?
I think a warranty extension would be appropriate in the patching areas. This is not an overall thing. It's, there's 20 locations where this material was used, maybe as big as this table in some cases, maybe half as big as this room in some cases, but I'd like some concession.
That makes sense. And with pay application number 4, the final closeout, was the project on budget? You didn't speak to whether that was like, was it over budget? Was it on budget?
No, it was below.
Below,
Yeah.
even better. I didn't even give you that option.
All right, thank you, Tom. Under old business, we have the Public Works building, the paving. That paving project has been completed. The apron leading into the Public Works facility was paved and approximately about 100 feet in was repaired as well. So we can remove that off of old business. That work has been completed. Water Department report, Superintendent Greg Parrish.
Good morning. On the 2026 capital project for valve installation, we're looking to put valves in on Oriole Trail, which is our main feed that fills the tower for our booster station. There currently aren't any valves on that to isolate that for any reason. So if we were to have a issue somewhere, we would have to shut down half the town, so we're wanting to kind of be able to isolate some of that water main that runs through there. We're looking at, it's 8-inch main and 10-inch main. 8-inch valves are around 9,000 a piece and a 10-inch is like 13 installed, but that doesn't include putting road back. So you add a few more $1,000 to each one of those. We're looking at probably like 4 or 5 to put in.
So about 100,000, I think we were going to budget.
Right around there should be enough in there to do that.
And that'll be in the town's capital plan. We've earmarked $100,000 in the 2026 capital for those valve replacements along Oriole Trail.
Right. And then we do have an additional one that I would like to have put in on Lakeshore Drive in the stop 18 area. We already had valves put in on Lakeshore Drive. But we didn't do that area because that was when the sewer project was in motion. They were going to have to move a water main. They were going to put valves in. So I didn't figure that in. Well, now that the project it didn't go through, we still need to put a valve at 18.
Okay.
It's only a 6-inch valve, so it shouldn't be too costly. Fire hydrant painting. This year we had half the town fire hydrants painted on the east end or west end of town. We still have the west end to do. We'll do those. I'll get the hydro blast and we'll get those scheduled first thing in the spring. As soon as the weather breaks, I'll come in and finish the rest of those up and then we'll go from there. They should be all done at that point. So
Greg, how many do we have left to do roughly?
a little over 70, I believe.
I'm sorry,
Right
7.
around 70.
70?
Yeah.
Okay.
They did a nice job. They don't stick. We haven't had any problems getting caps off or anything. It's been really great.
Yeah, they do real good. So Yeah, so we'll get the rest of those done next year, and then we'll go from there to see how long they last. They do have some other options we can use them for if they want to. They can come out and just do a quick spray, like 5 years from now, if they start unfaded or start looking bad. We don't have to go through the whole process of bringing them down to bare metal primer. We did that just to get the old, because they had layers and layers and layers of paint on them. So going forward, it should be cheaper as we go, to maintain those going forward. So,
The sandblasting that they did on them, I mean, they look practically new.
yeah,
They did a nice job on
they
them.
do look brand new. Yeah, they look real nice. And some of those hydrants are pretty old too, so. The booster station, we got hit with lightning, month or so back, storm that came through. It took out some major components on the new generator. Unfortunately, where we're at right now with it is, they gave us an estimate of a little over 7,000 to come in and give us an idea of what it was going to cost and what parts they actually could see was wrong. Replace those parts. They found another, I think it was the main circuit board in the actual generator itself, which is like $2,800 just for the part. So we're waiting for that. So hopefully we get that in. We did have a surge protector put on this because there was not one on it, but there's one now. So hopefully we won't have this issue again. So right now we're up to around 13,000 for that, roughly. So
Just for everybody's knowledge, the booster station is covered under our facilities, property and liability insurance. Our deductible is $10,000. So we've kind of opted to stay away from filing a claim because we did have a claim for hail damage a year ago in May for the community center. So we thought it would be in the town's best interest not to file another claim so that we would, go through 2025, hopefully without any major claims.
and originally when this all happened, we were kind of the impression it wasn't going to be over the 10,000 anyway. But as we're going forward, we're finding more issues, but it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Where is the booster station on Moore Road?
It's right at Montclair.
More, oh, yeah,
Memorial Trail, right? It's the green building.
Yeah.
So it's got the fence.
okay.
And what that does is that's what boosts the water and pumps up into our.
So your operating pressure is,
Yeah.
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 And
Pretty
so if
important.
it's out of commission right now, are those people having trouble with water pressures?
The station's not on it's just a generator, a
Oh,
backup generator is what we just had that put in the spring, and it, the first storm came through and knocked it out with lightning. So it's, who knows, but hopefully we'll get that all done and back in service. We have a new F-250 truck that's been approved for our 2026 capital, and that truck has been ordered. They said it could be November, December. We might get it before the end of the year, which we talked to Meg about that and Mark, and it's not an issue. So
Can you
Yes.
have Don Hadley send us just a copy of that order or something at some point?
yeah, I don't
Or
think
did
he
Meg get a copy yet?
Did he send us a copy of that? Do you have a copy of it? I don't think he
Whenever
did.
you get it, just because
Yeah.
I want to share it with the clerk's office so that they have it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be a little while probably before
Very
we get
good.
anything. But
Are we disposing of any other vehicles or are we keeping everything?
we're keeping.
Keeping everything.
Well, we have one, it's a 2013 F-250 that we'll be putting out for public auction probably in the next couple months.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
2026 water rate increase, we did put in for increase. I'm not sure exactly where we're at with that. Meg? Yeah, what Trista's got going on with that? Okay. 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 Yeah, so I really don't have anything for that right now.
Beth, just for your information, Meg was informing us that October 1st, there'll be a special town council meeting along with some members of Budget and Finance and the financial consultants to update us on the water rate study. So that'll be next week, Wednesday.
What time?
Is that 9 a.m., Meg? 9 a.m., I think. Yeah, 9
So-
a.m.
Is that an open meeting that I can come to?
Yes, it's an
Okay.
open meeting.
Thank you.
There'll be a council workshop. It should be found on the town's website. Yeah.
Just a real brief history, Beth. So we haven't increased it in over a decade, I think,
Been a long time.
the rate for the population. And there's lots of reasons to increase it. Michigan City is in the process. I don't think they have quite yet, but they're in the process of raising the rate that they charge us. We buy our water from Michigan City and then we charge the residents. But what we're trying to do is capture some of the capital costs and some of the administrative costs in the new rate structure. The problem is, I don't know that we even know yet when Michigan City's going to jump their rate. We've been talking about it for almost a whole year now. My recommendation, just in general, would be that we go ahead and pick a target and jump it up now, because it doesn't make sense to me to stay in a deficit position any longer.
Right.
But that's what the council will have to decide, whether or not to bite the bullet, make an assumption on Michigan City's rate and bump ours. You can always adjust it later. It seems to me to be kind of crazy to wait. But anyway, that'll be discussed at that meeting.
Yep. Okay.
Is there a benchmark that Public Works measures with respect to water as far as losses and things of that nature? Do you guys know where your system stands right now?
Yes, we do an audit every year.
And what's that look like from a peer assessment standpoint? I wouldn't know what the percentages would look like if it was good or bad or indifferent.
We're in good standings. Our systems, it's very tight. We don't have a lot of water loss. Yeah. So I mean, we're in there really well. Austin knows a little more about that. He does.
You
the
guys should be
audit,
touting
so-
that. That's very good then.
Yeah. Yeah, we're looking really
Great.
well.
Thank you.
And the rate increase type is part of the reason too, because of our water audit. We do need to increase. We're probably the lowest, cheapest water in the state. So I mean, we need to move it up. So
Yeah, to John's point, water is subsidized everywhere.
Right.
It's very hard to get your actual dollar for dollar out of your water, but I
Right.
agree with John. If Michigan City's going north with their number, we have to cover that.
correct. Yep.
The other issue we've got, and I don't want to belabor this meeting with it, but the state of Indiana in their wisdom has made a big chop to the town's revenues over the next 5 years. By 2030, we're going to have a significant decrease in our revenues because of what they've done. We can talk about it later, but the point is, it's important for these different departments to stand alone as much as they can and absorb as much of the administration costs that are appropriate, not to, go crazy with it, but we've not done that traditionally in the past. We haven't captured administrative costs, things like the town administrator salary, the clerk salaries that are applicable to these departments. So we've started to try to do that over the last couple of years. And I think it's fair. So that's the other reason to jump this up sooner than later.
Right. Yeah. Most water departments financially are subsidized with water sales themselves. We're not. We're basically like our base fees and stuff like that is what our income is, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be all through water sales. Just like John said, all your administrative, everything should be through water sales. And that's what we need to be. So okay,
Very good.
that's all I have.
Thank you, Greg. Anyone have any additional comments for?
One last question for Greg.
Greg?
I should know this, but I don't. Where are we at on the LDH fittings? Are you done, or do you still have some more that we need to get? I know it's been a wonderful thing that we've got all those large diameter hose fittings on the hydrants. I don't know if we're done, or did you still?
No, we have, whenever they get painted, we'll put those on.
Do we get them all already? I don't even know.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, all the new hydrants that got painted, we put all the new flags on them. Springtime, when we have the new other ones done, we'll put all the new flags on those.
Oh, wow.
I didn't want to put them on prior because we have to take them off when they paint them.
No,
So
no,
it's
I
like-
didn't, no, I'm not.
Yeah, but no,
no
we have,
fault at all.
that's already all, we have it in storage. It's all ready to go.
Good. So
Just wait.
just for new people's benefit. So from the fire department standpoint, these are 90-degree bayonet fittings that we're able to just jump on the scene. Boom. It used to be we had to take caps off and screw around trying to get the water hooked up, but most municipalities have these. Thanks to Greg and his team, we now have them everywhere, which helps us on our
Yeah,
time.
yeah. All the easy valves. I thought you were, Yeah, all the easy valves are in.
It's been a
Everyone,
multi-year effort. I think, yeah,
for
4
a
or 5
couple of years it took us to get
Yeah,
those in.
Great. Thank you.
So, okay, thanks.
All right, under committee comments, Beth, do you have any comments for us?
No comments.
All right, John, any closing comments?
No, sir.
Bill, any closing comments?
No, sir.
All right. With that, we have nothing further on the agenda. The time is 8:42, and we will adjourn the September 22nd, 2025 Public Works and Safety Committee meeting. Thank you, everyone.
Good. Mark, when will our next meeting be?
Let me check with Kendra.
Okay, Thank
She
you.
was unable to attend today, so I'll confirm with her, and then we'll get an email out to everyone, and we'll get it posted onto the website as well.
great. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Beth, before you go, do you have a preference? I mean, as these committees evolve and people come on and people leave, we can move them around in terms of time. So
Yeah, no, I had it from the last meeting that we were meeting October. As long as I know when it is, I can either come in person or, be available, but I messed that up. So no, I'm fine with 8 o'clock, Mondays, as long as I, have it on my calendar.
Very good.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.